Take 2025 as the year you finally start running away from yourself. See, I had a whole script. I had a whole bunch of different things that I was going to read off of. But honestly, I'm just going to talk straight from the heart because, one, reading and trying to film a video and all that is too confusing. But two, I honestly wanted to be authentic because I think another part of me accepting myself and being who I am in 2025 and actually stepping up to the plate of the responsibility of being myself is being more vulnerable and not saying something I think I should say or being super polished or anything like that. And if you resonate with that, then keep watching because probably gonna hit a couple nerves in this, but I'm also probably gonna help you see that we're all in this thing together. For one thing, I know I can be super hard on myself to try to fit in or fit this mold or be professional or be this person that I think people expect me to be, but in reality, it's these expectations that I have on myself. And you probably understand where I'm coming from too. The world will do a great job of telling you who you are supposed to be. And it'll make you feel shitty. It'll do a great job of making you feel shitty if it doesn't live up to those expectations of what people think they should have for you. But in reality, there is no way anything's supposed to be. There's no way your 2024 is supposed to go. It was only a mindset that you had because you might have been limiting the things that life and God have been trying to teach you over this last year. And last year was honestly the first year I ever accepted the fact that my life is my life, nobody else's. My life was meant for me to go through all of the things I'm supposed to go through, all the challenges I'm supposed to have, I'm supposed to get through and figure out how to conquer because it's supposed to show me how strong I am, the friends I have, the job I have, the family I was born into, all of these different things finally were put into place for me and I was finally able to see that I am who I'm supposed to be. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be right now. You watching, you are exactly where you're meant to be right now. If you're bankrupt, if you're broke, if you don't have a car like I did this time last year, 2 years ago, if you're a millionaire, multimillionaire, all your businesses are thriving, life is great. You're meant to be there. But don't get it confused thinking that just because you might have a bad situation, that means you have a bad life. And also don't think just because you're getting blessings on top of blessings that those blessings can get snatched away from you because I'm telling you, I've been on both sides of the spectrum. And one thing with that will teach you is that life can humble you fast, but life can also bring you up a couple of pegs just as fast. And that's the thing you have to understand for yourself. 2025, this is your race. It's nobody else's. This is the time for you to figure out yourself, who you are, what you're meant to get in this life, who you're meant to become, who you're meant to associate with, your tribe, the job you're supposed to have. Every single thing this year is meant for you to develop yourself. It's not meant for you to go and try to get this thing or get this degree that your parents told you to go get. It's not for you to go get this job because you think it's going to make you look successful in front of people who your financial situation doesn't matter to. It's meant for you to actually sit down, heal the shit that you're supposed to heal, and figure out how you're going to move forward from this year on. Now, again, 2024 was the first year that I've ever sat down and finally came to that realization, but it was only because of the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years before that I was able to get to that point. And everybody has a different timeline. You right now, you could be watching, you could be 55, you could be 25, you could be 12, it doesn't matter. Everybody is meant to find stuff when they're supposed to find it. You're supposed to find your person when you're supposed to find it. You're supposed to be at this point in your life when you're supposed to be at this point in your life. If you're at the same point I am now where you're doing the self-discovery journey, where you're figuring out who the fuck you are, congratulations. It's time. It took you long enough. It took me long enough too. It took me 26 years to finally get to this point. And honestly, for the first time, it feels like my life is really just opening up. But that's because I allowed myself to feel. I allowed myself to feel frustrated at all the failures I might have had in my life that I didn't truly accept. I allowed myself to feel all the pain that I had tried to run away from in life because I had been through a lot and I didn't want to keep on bringing the ugly shit up. I didn't want to accept all the mistakes that I had made because of who I thought it made me, and I didn't want to feel the shame that I might have felt inside. All those different feelings that I'm trying to escape from are going to be the exact thing that saved me. Same thing for you. Your healing is found in your hurt. Your destiny is found in your determinant. If you feel like life is throwing you off the rails or it gave you a shitty hand, It's not meant to keep you down. Life is beautiful. It's actually very beautiful if you let it be. But life can be equally disgusting if you also tell yourself that it is. And for so long in my life, I used to think this woe is me. Life is all dark. Life is just gray clouds over my life. I just feel like a giant gray cloud used to follow me over my life. Like no matter how much the sun would peek through, the cloud would come and eat it back up. But in reality, it's the opposite. Life is sunny. Sure, there might be a couple of rain clouds, might be a tornado coming through, might be a hurricane, but at the end of the day, what comes? A rainbow. There's always going to be the sun shining every single day. What they say, it's always darkest before dawn. I can definitely talk about that. I've had those situations so many times in my life that I can count on. I can't even count on hands anymore at this point because it keeps on happening. And it's going to keep on happening because life isn't just this constant trajectory upwards. You're going to fall down. You're going to be weak. You're going to have moments where you're down bad, where you're broke, where you're depressed, where you don't know what the fuck to do. You don't know what direction is up. You're going to have those moments. But equally, I'm sure you've had those same moments of gratitude and you're grateful that you're in this great place in life because you made the money that you wanted to make. You got the job that you wanted to get. You got accepted to the school you wanted to get. You got the girl or the guy that you have been chasing for so long. Both of those are always going to keep on coming, good and the bad, negative and the positive, because that's what life is. Life is made in the experience of the ups and the downs. Life is made in the extremities. We live life in those extremities. I know a lot of times we look at something as good and bad, but there really is no good or bad. It only is. And that's something else that we have to understand, that I have to understand this year, is that there is no good and bad. There just is. Anything, any label that you can slap on something, you can add to anything. If you have a family member that died, if you had your significant other leave you, you got divorced, it could be good. It could be bad. Depends on how you look at it. If somebody was getting abused by their partner and they got divorced, amazing. If somebody just naturally had a falling out with their partner and they decided that the best thing for them to do is separate, it could be bad. Or it could be it just is what it is. Because in reality, that's really all it is. Life is just about it is what it is. It's really just a big whatever, honestly, at this point. And what am I getting at in this video? Because honestly, I feel like I'm rambling. And you're probably, what the fuck are you talking about? Know that this is your year to figure out what your life means to you. You could be 45 and feel like you're just figuring it out. Or you could be 21 and feel like you're just catching your stride after doing something for the past 5 or 6 years. We don't know. I don't know. The only person that knows is you. And the only person that matters is you in your own life. Nobody else's judgments, nobody else's opinions, nobody else's false beliefs on your life matter. Not even your own and your negative self-talk. So take this time this year to actually figure out who you are, what you want, what your goals and dreams are, and then cancel out all the other noise, because that's really everything else that isn't your voice. Everything else is just noise at the end of